Hello, y'all. It's too much noise out here. Hold up, I'm gonna go back inside. So I'm gonna try my best to talk kind of low, and well, as soon as I get back here, I'm gonna try to talk kind of low. I'm trying to, they got it's too. I can't deal with the noise outside, so this is kind of like my only opportunity to try to talk or whatever. They doing this on purpose. So, but so yeah, so let's see. Um, so I left here at 5 o'clock when they closed yesterday, and then after that, I came I went across the river, and I had 3 small little tacos and a drink. It was like a natural kind of homemade black cherry kind of drink. It wasn't really that sweet, so that's how you know it was natural. But then I went to the sleep spot about 20 minutes, about maybe 15 or 20 minutes after I left. I used the bathroom before leaving the restaurant, and then 20 minutes later I had to go pee, and then I ended up having to hold my urine in all night and all morning long. But they had very little toilet paper in the bathroom when I had to use the bathroom, and so the fake server, she pretended to be fake nice, but she kept flashing 666 satanic hand signs at me, like she wanted to try to force me to see it. And she had all, you could tell she was like a Satanist or whatever, She had all those satanic tattoos, and I'm not sure if she had piercings. But I had to use the bathroom, and they had very, very little toilet paper, and so I asked for some more. And she's like, well, they had some toilet paper in the dispenser already. And I said, well, it was a very small amount. I need to do number 2, And so she acted like she didn't want to replace the toilet paper, And so, but then, so I'm glad that last night was mostly peaceful, and I tried to live stream for a bit. And thanks to the person who helped me with enough funds for breakfast. So I was able to have breakfast this morning. Hold up. I was able to have breakfast this morning, and so now I have $7.20 left in the bank and no cash, and my phone battery is at 18%. So one of the library staff, one of the managers I told about the what happened 2 weeks ago, and he seemed like he was dreadfully annoyed or tired of hearing it, When I told him about the swatting incident, I felt bad. It seemed like he was tired of hearing it or dreadful about it, But made me feel bad. But yeah, I think when I was by the homeless sleep spot bench, I started dozing off or nodding off, and I had like very little sleep. I'm not sure how much sleep I got, but it wasn't much, And I'm still very sleep deprived. I have a couple more regular, not cult related, not the fiction cult project, but just regular different short stories, short story ideas. And I also have a list of more short story ideas, like title ideas, that I hope to work on a couple of the short stories today. I don't know if I will succeed, but it's a goal, but so like if anyone could help me with like $7 or $8 more, that could be enough for dinner, and I'm content. I'll just, I could have some, red beans and rice and sausage for dinner, Hi, I'm fine. So I I'm still sleep deprived and got a lot on my mind. But there are some things I wanted to and needed to talk about. But yeah, I was trying to say that, I don't mind having like red beans and rice for dinner, and red beans, rice, and sausage for dinner. But I just need help with about $7 or $8 more. If anyone could cash app or help me out, and I was able to rack up enough points on one app. I have 5,000 points, 5,000 something points, but it's not quite enough for a discounted hotel night or a free night. And on that app, I'm wrongfully banned from at least half the hotels, or at least half part of the hotels I cannot go to because they're out in the east, where it's dangerous. In another hotel app, I have $10.36 credit. $10.36 credit, And the other app, I have over 10,000 points. I have over 10,000 points. And wow, they're doing too much. I have over 10,000 points, and then basically if I like, they say 5,000 points. Wait, no, 1,000 points. 1,000 points is $5. So if I were to have $50, that could be 10,000 points, and that plus the other points combined, the other 10,000 would be enough that I could get a hotel room, like a discounted hotel night, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I had, like, for breakfast this morning, I had something that I rarely have, you know, that I don't usually have, but I had like a pork chop breakfast. It was good and flavorful, but the 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 pork chop, it was good, but it was small, you know. It was good, but the pork chop, it was good, but it was small. And I had a cheese grits pork chop and scrambled eggs, biscuit, and a couple of donuts and some lemonade. That was my breakfast. So I have not been eating lunch, but hopefully, if I don't know if anyone could Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo me help with like $8, enough for dinner, So, but yeah, but let me see how much phone battery I got. Excuse me. Oh, the bad number. Excuse me. 18%. But oh man, my right leg, like from my hip or my waist down to my knee, a little bit past my knees, I feel numbness off and on, and I've been feeling like sciatica kind of pain in my right hip, and I've been feeling a little bit pain in my left hip too, But the stalking cult criminals, they've been threatening my finances and making threats to falsely report me to the Social Security Administration and the IRS. Hold up. They keep making threats to falsely report me to the IRS and the Social Security Administration, and they nearly succeeded at destroying me back in summer 2023, and I was depressed all summer long. So, and they have had stalkers that have been stalking and harassing me, and I have never, some of them I'm not even aware of who's, they got more people stalking and harassing and making comments about me than I realize, and they have some of them that excuse me, I might have seen them stalking and harassing unprovoked for no reason, and they continue to just stalk, harass, and spread lies and gossip about me. And I have not done them anything. I never spoke a word about them. I do not know them. Like, they have this fake black perp. It was a black guy that's bald head. And his name is like Jaydub, like J-Dub or something like that. and I never did him anything. I don't know who he is, and he's been hardcore participating and spreading them. Come on, man. He's been hardcore participating and spreading lies about me. You know, part of the satanic cult, and they're trying so hard to they're trying so hard to you know, bye bye. I hope you're all right. So I mean, and they got this fake TI perp named Donovan Shouldis that's been gossiping about me and spreading lies about me. And I don't remember what year it was, but it was somewhere between 2020 and 2022. He reached out to me on Twitter, and he was saying weird stuff and perping me in a private DM, and I had to block him. And I haven't spoken to or never said anything about him. And to discover that he's playing both sides, being fake, doing what the stalkers do by spreading lies about me, but then pretending like he's targeted. He's like another version of what's that guy? He's another version of Ronald Soriano. Now, I had never had contact with Ronald Soriano, and I never talked to him on the phone. I never emailed him. I never had a personal conversation with him. But Ronald Soriano and Gang Stalking Simulation, they've been perping, stalking, and harassing me since 2022. And excuse me. And as I said, I never did Ronald anything. I never did Gang Stalking Simulation anything. A lot of them I didn't do anything. And so I mean, I be trying to stay in my own lane and stay to myself with this, so-called TI community. And since I'm not wanted or accepted in this so-called TI community, it's a struggle to just deal with being targeted by myself. Excuse me, So, the fake TI perps that play both sides, they will lie and say that I'm schizophrenic and crazy, and they spread the same false narratives as the regular perps, but while they're pretending that they're targeted. But how can you say you're targeted and being gang stalked, but then when I talk about it, I'm schizophrenic, but you're not when you talk about it? But Donovan Shouldis, that's that guy. I think he had he used to have a YouTube channel back in 2019. If that's the same guy, he used to call himself Rare Art, and he used to promote a lot of occultic imagery. He lies and says he's not Masonic, he's not occultic. But I see him like trying to downplay and defend Freemasons and stuff like that, and try to I could tell that he's a fake agent playing both sides. Excuse me. And so he's been speaking up. I guess he's been saying things about me since at least August, but probably before that. But a couple of days ago, I said all these people speaking against me, I said they're all in cahoots with each other. And he got mad when I said that. Like, he'd been spreading lies and talking bad about me and trying to paint a false narrative that I'm the fake TI perp that sold out and that I'm accepting donations from Freemasons and stuff. And he's been mocking my homelessness and suffering and stuff like that as well. It's like, as I said, I blocked him like, excuse me, I don't remember what year, but it was over 3 years ago. I blocked him on Twitter for perping and being weird, and I still haven't blocked. So, but as I said, I be trying to stay to myself and try to stay out of trouble. I'm just in survival mode. I don't go looking for trouble. I don't go hunting for trouble. But and the stalkers lie and say that I stay in hotels all day, every day. But how are they able to say things about what I did or said when I had to be on the streets for the night? But they lie and say that I'm always getting help. When there have been moments where I was forced to go like the whole day or almost the whole day without having any food to eat. And I didn't have it like that, like when I was in Pensacola, Florida, and I spent a lot of days in Pensacola, Florida on the streets, and I have documentation of that too. What was the sleeping bag for? But I can't do that here in New Orleans, Can't have a sleeping bag and, lay down in the grass and fall asleep. At the sleep spot bench. I'm not allowed to do that. So, that's what the stalking cult criminals, they expect me to be, hold up. They expect me to be sleeping underneath the bridge in a tent and starving to the point where they expect me to be eating out of garbage cans. They want me at the lowest of the low of suffering. But they think that, they hear a lie about me, don't have any proof, evidence, or documentation or verification of, me doing said XYZ. You just go by here, word of mouth, and then you want to exercise, fake punishment on me with no proof. And then you think you can play God and punish me when you don't have that. You think you can play God and punish me when you don't have that authority or that right. But then when I tell you you're evil and you're going to hell, then they make it like I don't have the right to judge them like that. They could dish it out but can't take it, but then they could feel like I'm going to hell. So, Donovan has been spreading lies, and just like certain other fake TI perps, they will play perp with the rest of the gang stalkers, but then play targeted with the TI community. And Donovan has like over 250 mutual Twitter followers as mine, but I have him blocked, but we have like that many mutual followers. So like he was not one of the popular fakes, but he's a fake TI perp in the TI community, Just like Ronald Soriano, he's not one of the popular fakes, but he's a fake TI perp in the TI community, And then I saw Donovan sharing videos about me that the other fake TI perps and regular perps that been spreading about me, those slander videos, he's been spreading them as gospel truth. I don't even really know Donovan. I don't. I had maybe one conversation But he might have commented on my YouTube years ago or something, but that one Twitter conversation, and he was perping me so bad I had to block him. And I don't even remember what the conversation was, you know. But I don't. Well, like for Donovan to know so much about me, he must have been stalking and watching me, and then he cries about people stalking and watching him. So I'm tired of being at war with people. I just need to be at peace and by myself, you know. But I'm gonna get off here. My phone battery is getting lower. It's at 14%, and I don't know if I can get online. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could do a regular video later on today, but I won't be able to live stream until tonight. But as I said, I'm trying to get at least like $8 to help me make ends meet for enough funds for dinner. And thank you in advance to anyone who can help out. But I don't even get an abundance of help like that. Like, I be struggling and get like the bare minimum of the help that I need. And a lot of the times I don't even get to get my needs met, and it's frustrating. You know, I don't even ask for help for 3 meals a day anymore. And I mostly don't even panhandle on the streets anymore. You know, I did one time like a couple of weeks ago, but I mostly quit panhandling on the streets because almost everybody is abusive and rude to me. You know, it's hardly any help, and people are stingy and mean, you know. And so it's a struggle to even get help online. If it can take me 8 hours of live streaming just to get help with enough for $10 or $15 for a meal, I don't get the help right away, and I don't get instant help or readily available help. You know, and the stalkers, they're making a false narrative, like as if I'm always eating in luxury, that I always stay in luxury 5-star hotels, and I never get to stay in, you know, I don't even strive to stay in expensive hotels or nothing. You know, I just need somewhere to lay my head, and, you know, and I be like exhausted, sleep deprived, tired, and suffering and struggling, and then they falsely make it like as if I'm living too good and I deserve to suffer and struggle more. You know, but I'm gonna get off here. I love y'all, and keep me in your prayers. I'll see y'all. Bye.